Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Paul Haney, and this is the Woods Walker School of Self-Reliance channel. Today we're going to be teaching you how to make an Appalachian Berry Basket. And basically this is just a bark basket container. Containers are great. Couldn't live without them. I mean, we use them for everything. So this is a very simple container to make. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. And I'm going to be making out of this yellow poplar. It's right here behind me. We could also make it out of tulip poplar if we wanted to, but today I'm going to be using this yellow poplar. So I'm going to get to work taking this bark off, and I'll show you how it's done. Alright guys, so the first thing I got to do is baton around this tree to take the bark off of it. And I've got some old pieces of dead poplar here that I'm going to use the baton with. I'm going to try to find a place where there's no splits in the bark. Got a few knots, but that'll be okay. So I think I'm just going to take from here, come around this way, drop down about maybe 2 feet, and then take some more off. So let me get started on that, and I'll show you all how it's done. May have to get a better baton. Alright, now, may still have to do some more batoning to loosen it up a little. Now that I got that done, now really the only thing I got to do is take and work my blade in where it's scored here. I know you can't see this, but work my blade in under this poplar bark and just kind of work it loose. Hope you can see that. So I just want to take my knife and run it around, and you can see how it's loosening up. I know you can see that. See the contrast in color. So I'm going to go back here in the back and do the same thing back here and work it back that way. I found that it's easier if you do this from one side about halfway and then do it from the other side about halfway. It seems to work a little better. And this is almost off. There it is. Off. Alright. Now, I didn't completely girdle this tree, so it's not going to kill it. If I girdled it all the way around, then the tree would die. But I didn't girdle it all the way around. Alright. So I got my bark here, got it laid out. I'm going to make some scores. I'm going to score this bark. But I want to do it on the rough side of the bark. I don't want to do it on the inner bark side. I want to do it on the outer bark side. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a an elliptic shape, which is kind of like a football. We're going to make that shape here on the bottom. So I want to find roughly the middle of my wood, the middle of the bark, and go to one edge in the middle, and let's just go ahead and score a mark to make that football shape. So from one edge to the other, just going to score it down, just like so. And then we're going to make the other one. Score it the same way, but in the opposite direction. Alright, so let's take and make our score marks a little better. Now I know this is difficult for you to see. This is difficult for me to see. So we're just going to make our score marks like so. Now we're going to bend this wood up to make the basket shape. And what I want to do is, right there where I made those score marks, that's where I want it to bend at. And you may have to help it here on the corners to bend properly, because they sometimes don't want to bend. Alright, so that's going to be kind of the shape of our basket right there. Alright, now I got to tie the sides of it up, so I'm going to bore some holes in here, and it's easy enough to bore holes. It's usually easier done from the outside, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here. Just twist my knife around in there. I want this hole to go all the way through. I may have to cut some bark away here on the inside. Just kind of carve it out a little bit. It's big enough to have a hole that your string will pass through. Alright, so I'm going to make 3 sets of holes. Make 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. And I'll get that done. I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, got all the holes punched in it. I'm going to take, I've got some jute cordage here that I'm going to tie this up with. I know that I could take and I could strip off the inner bark out of here and make cordage out of it to tie this up. But that's a whole nother class for a different day, and making cordage. We'll do that some other time. Right now I just want to get this tied up, get it finished so I can go pick some blackberries. So, take my jute cordage. I'm going to need 3 pieces. Now I'm going to tie this together. Need to get it to take the shape that I want. Force this cordage back to this little hole here. Over to that side. Now I want to try to just hold it together. Put it between my legs to hold it together there a little bit. And just tie square knots. That's usually the easiest. Pull it in tight together so there's no gap. There's one. Two. Well, I had a third one. Oh, here it is. Probably an easier way to do this, guys, is you can get you a stick to push your cordage through with. It'll be a lot quicker, probably. So there's that side completed. I'll do the other side and I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, this is the finished product. This is the Appalachian Berry Basket. As you can see, it's a really nice basket. It can hold a lot of things. Here's a good look at the inside of the basket. I've got it laced up on the sides here with just some jute cordage. I made a triple braid lanyard to put around my head and my neck, like so I could carry it. When you're using this, when you're utilizing this to pick blackberries, all you do is you set it on your thigh, like so. Then, well, if it'll sit there. Set it on your thigh like so, then you start picking your blackberries. You can use both hands to pick blackberries instead of just having one hand to pick blackberries, throw them in there. You know, it's just a much more efficient means of picking blackberries. You can use my method, which I prefer, which is pick 2 blackberries to go into the bucket and then 2 blackberries to go in your mouth. That's my method. Don't pick nearly as many blackberries to take back the can that way, but I go home with a full belly anyway. So, guys, appreciate y'all watching my video. I've enjoyed making this. I'm glad y'all got to see it. If you would please like and subscribe to my channel. The channel's Woods Walker School of Self-Reliance. I do have a class coming up September 26th through the 28th. So if you're interested in getting information on that class, please just drop me an email. You can make a comment below and I'll shoot you an email or message you on your page. Either way, like I say, thank you for watching my video, and I'm going to go pick some blackberries now, and I'll get back with y'all later. Thank you.